My brother and I, we put all our money together that was left in our bank account. We bought a hot tub the first 3 weeks we were at the University of Arizona. Literally, we drained our bank accounts. They were at $0. Yep. Welcome to Dudes on Dudes. I'm Rob Gronkowski.
And I'm Julian Edelman. And this is the show where your favorite dudes talk about their favorite dudes.
On today's episode, we're talking about some serious dudes.
Serious.
We got Patrick Mahomes. I mean, good thing I didn't have a foot long, in my hand when I met him. That would have been a little awkward. Fred Warner.
I don't know what he was doing. I think he was smelling the grass. Whatever he did, he let you know the first play of that practice, he set a tempo.
And the GOAT, Tom Brady. There's a lot of things Tom Brady did to piss us off, but it was all because he was the ultimate leader.
We'll break down their games, we'll share some insider stories, and determine what kind of dude each of these dudes are. And then we wrap it up by categorizing some celebrity dudes.
Matthew McConaughey.
T Swift.
Snoop Dogg.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The Chiefs and 49ers game this week on Fox is going to be amazing. So we're going to be sticking to guys from this marquee matchup to talk about. All right, so first one.
Bum, 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 ba, 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 bum, ba, ba, bum, ba, ba, bum.
Our first guy we're talking about.
Hold on, Jules, I'll help you out. I'll put the little...
There we go. Patrick Mahomes the second. Should we start the clock? Remember, we have 10 minutes to talk about each dude to determine on what dude these dudes are. So let's start the clock. Ready, set, go. Rob, let's start with AI.
Patrick Mahomes is an elite NFL quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Elite.
Known for his incredible arm strength, agility, and leadership, leading his team to multiple Super Bowl victories.
Few. Not a couple, a few.
3 Super Bowls? Been to how many? 4 Super Bowls he's been to?
Yeah, he's been to 4.
3-time champion.
Jesus.
Woo. Off the field, he is admired for his humility, community involvement, and philanthropic efforts, particularly through his 15 and the Mahomes Foundation.
He's a guy for the kids.
Loves the kids, just like myself. I have the Gronk Nation Youth Foundation. We're for the kids. That's why I love Patrick even more now. He's for the kids. When you're for the kids, you're a good dude.
When you're for the kids, you're a good dude.
Mahomes, combination of talent, work ethic, and character has made him one of the most respected and influential figures in the NFL today.
Wow.
Tell you the truth, I don't think AI got it right. I mean, if AI got it right, it would have been a page of 10
They didn't
pages.
even say anything about his arm angle thing. Like everyone talks, every human talks about this fucking arm angle.
He can throw the ball sideways. He can throw it, over
behind
his shoulder,
the back. We see
behind
behind the back this year.
He can throw it with his eyes closed.
No lookers. I mean, Patrick Mahomes the second. He's why are you laughing?
Patrick LeVon. I love how you're just saying his middle name as well.
I like Patrick Mahomes the second.
Yes.
It's a good sound. No, I got a story with him. So back when you were balling in 2017 Super Bowl against Philadelphia and Minnesota, I had a torn ACL. And so I proceed to go out, and it's me, Cliff Kingsbury, his agent, Eric, and Jacqueline, who was working with Cliff, who's Mahomes' marketing lady, and this rookie, Patrick Mahomes. And we were all at this table at some party or some, I don't even know, club. And Mahomes was just like the coolest little dude, chugging beers. We were sitting back, chugging beers. I didn't even really know who he was because they still had Alex Smith. This was the year that he sat behind him, right? And no one knew who he was. And he was just, you could tell he was one of the dudes that you wanted to hang around. He's a fucking just good ass kid. He was like a little puppy there, man. He was just, yo, let's take a shot. You want to, and it's so crazy to see where his story's gone. I mean, he's a legend. He's an absolute legend.
He is a legend. I don't have a story like that. I just met him one time really quick. It was on the set of a Subway commercial, and I was shooting, and then he was right after me. And I mean, good thing I didn't have a foot long, in my hand when I met him. That would have been a little awkward. But when I went up to him,
probably
we I just got outside.
Yeah, in your
pants. How would you know that, Jules?
I showered with you for 9 years.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, yeah, forgot.
His brother's bigger, though.
Yeah, he is. Dan G. Dan G has a monster piece. Dan G should represent Subway. All right, back to Mahomes. All right. So I just, I was coming out of my trailer. I just finished my set. Then he was coming on the set. He was coming out of his trailer. And then we just walked by each other. I just met him super quick. For about 30 seconds. We just said, what's up? I don't have a cool story like you, Jules, but he just seems like the ultimate dude, like a great guy, great teammate, person that, that will never, will ever get too big time for anyone. Like, fame will never change this guy, I feel like. Just the way he acts, the way he carries himself, which is great. And I feel like that's why he's loved by America. The Chiefs might not be loved by America, but there's no one that says, hey, I don't like Patrick Mahomes. If they don't like Patrick Mahomes, it's because he is facing their team, that week currently and beating their ass. That is right. But overall, man, everyone loves Patrick Mahomes. They love his game. They love his personality. They love what he represents. And he's just the man, dude. Just the way he plays the game as well. He's not scared. He has no fear out there on the field. I mean, he doesn't care if he's going to get hit by a linebacker, hit by a D lineman. Just his game just brings a whole new perspective to the fans in the NFL.
Definitely. And like you said, his success hasn't changed him at all. You can tell how he handles himself in front of the media, that he's such a team guy. Mm-hmm. Like when you watch him, he never points fingers. He only points thumbs. You know what I mean? He never says anything. He always puts it on himself. And that's what a lead. That's someone who we played with that did. That's what Tom did.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's why he's in that. He's doing what Tom did.
I literally think Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady have the most similar careers out of like any other quarterbacks. I mean, they both sat behind another quarterback when they got into the league, which I think a lot of first rounders should be doing that. I mean, look how much, mature Patrick Mahomes was, going in when he first started, because he sat behind Alex Smith. He got to learn. And then when it was his turn,
Jaden Daniels.
Yes, Jaden Daniels is the only one that I would say. Yeah, he's NFL ready. But you got to there's an exception, but majority of the time it's better for a player, a first round quarterback to sit. Obviously Tom sat behind Drew Bledsoe. Patrick Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith, and then when it was their opportunity, they were ready to go and they took full advantage, and then they became the starter from there on out.
Didn't Josh Allen sit behind? Wasn't Fitzpatrick there for a little bit early on? He didn't come out.
Jules, we're not talking about Josh Allen right now.
I forgot.
You're getting off track.
I know. But he
like always though. Used to you getting off track. But you always get right back on track. That's why I love you. You just need someone there just whipping your ass at all times.
I need it. Yeah. Need it.
I need it too.
And it really is. He's really revolutionized the quarterback position. You could put him in that same category as like Steph Curry, who's changed the position. Now, Tom, he's just a sit in the quarterback, sit in the pocket type, type quarterback.
The best one to do that.
The best one to do that. This is the first time where you've seen like the real athletic quarterback, guy that changes launch angles, guy that makes plays with like second plays within the plays, really succeed and do what he's done. And it's made like, you see the kid at Nebraska, what's his name? Dylan Raiola. I mean, you have now young kids trying to look identical to what Patrick Mahomes is doing. And you see a lot of that. You saw a lot of that with Aaron Rodgers and his play, how people emulated how he plays. You look at how Jordan Love throws and all these younger quarterbacks, the Zach Wilsons, their little jump passes where they try to get that ground force production. Mahomes is also doing that. Now people are looking at Mahomes. He's that next generation where everyone of these little kids is really emulating, which is very parallel to what Steph Curry did the NBA.
And what also the factor is with Steph Curry now is that he can hit a 3-pointer with a 7-footer in front of his face with the best guard guarding him. While he can hit a 3-pointer off of 1 foot falling backwards on a fadeaway. That's kind of like Mahomes on the field as an NFL quarterback. He's doing no-look passes. He's falling backwards, getting hit. He's still throwing it on target. What else? He's throwing it underhand to the guy. So him and Steph Curry are very similar in the way that they can just release that ball and still get it to exactly where they need it to go and swish every shot still. It's unbelievable.
Rob, what a fucking that was a fucking 3-point. That was a
half-court 3-pointer.
That was a 3-pointer take.
From downtown.
That was a 3-pointer take.
I'm heating up.
That was a 3-pointer.
You want to hear this? I got a scouting report for freaking Patrick Mahomes.
What is the scouting report?
I wrote a scouting report. He's crafty. He has great ability to extend plays, and that's actually what makes Patrick Mahomes possibly better than the GOAT in the end. That's the only thing that I would say could possibly make him better than Tom Brady in the end, is that he can extend plays to a whole nother degree, but he's never going to be better than Tom. Even if he is, I'll never say that because I love Tom. But
also,
I'm just saying the way he can extend plays, that's what makes the Kansas City Chiefs so good. He's about to be sacked, and he just rolls out, spins off a defender, and then he throws it to Travis Kelce or Tyreek Hill when he had him, or a no-name 7th rounder like you, Julian, once again making that 7th rounder famous like Tom did with you. Yeah. So it's like making Travis Kelce famous like Tom Brady made myself famous. Throwing the balls to me. That's why these quarterbacks are great, because they're making us famous as well,
making us money.
So what were you gonna say?
I don't know.
Good.
I forgot what I was gonna say. It's also pretty cool that he has in our situation, we never really had an offensive-minded head coach, and we never really got to see the tandem of head coach with offensive or with quarterback. I think his relationship with Andy Reid is something really special as well. I think they can finish each other's sentences.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Brady and Belichick could do that too, but I think when they finish each other's sentences, there's like a twinkle in their eye.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like.
It's like I'm the one who finished the sentence. Yeah.
You see? No, but I think, for as much as the public is getting sick of the Kansas City Chiefs, it's guys like Patrick Mahomes. They got some really cool dudes at the top of that organization. Even Trav, man, he's a really cool dude.
Definitely.
Where you don't mind rooting for him. They're great. And I'm rooting for the greatness to see it. I mean, not crazy.
All right, back to the scouting report. I had a couple more, X factors on that scouting report. He has awesome vision, obviously. He's creative. Uh-huh. He's unflappable. You know what that is, Jules?
What is that?
He just can't be tackled. He can't be stopped.
Slippery.
Yeah, he's slippery.
Slippery.
There it is.
Slippery.
He's slippery.
Slippery and wet. Shout out Bon Jovi.
Kind of like Kamara, but as a quarterback. Kamara's slippery when he goes through that. Then he goes through that hole like no one can get him, and he just falls off of every tackle.
Twinkle toe.
He makes off-schedule plays as well, which that's why the Kansas City Chiefs are so great, and they have a chance in every game because of those off-schedule plays. When you're supposed to be sacked, it turns into a 30-yard bomb. He's even keel. He's never too high, and he's never too low.
No.
Which that's how you need to be in the NFL, because the NFL has so many highs and so many lows, and if you can stay in the middle, that's a talent right there itself.
Even when he's doing the whole, the one thing that it fucking cracks me up what he does is when there's a penalty or something, and he'll stick his little head in the referee fucking huddle. It'd be like, oh, and he does that little fucking hand wave. Oh, it's on them. I get so mad when he does that. I don't know why.
I know, and it's not on them. But he's kind of
he's
keeps it calm cool. Refs,
he's calm cool. It's on us.
Yeah,
It's on us. Calm cool thing that you were saying. Go ahead.
And most importantly, he's durable. And if he's hurt, he still goes out there and he performs. In the playoffs, he had the high ankle sprain.
Dude, he played
He just
insane.
came right back out and just kept throwing bombs still. So
won a Super Bowl.
That's what makes a quarterback is when you're injured, an elite quarterback is when you're beat up still, you're still going out there. And that's why this guy reminds me of Tom a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Because Tom, he would go out there no matter what the situation was, however he was banged up, he would still perform and go out there and play too.
So many injuries no one knows about that Tom played through because That's how good he was. And that's what Patrick Mahomes does. He adjusts his game when he's hurt. Remember, like with that high ankle sprain, what was that? That was their last 2 Super Bowls ago? It was the first one where he had the high ankle
2
sprain.
Super Bowls ago.
And I was sitting there like, this could be really bad. And he had that really big run. He had a really big 3rd down run that was like, that sealed the game, I think. I'm going off memory. And I was sitting there like, man, that's what competitors do. They don't talk. You know, he didn't make it loud about his ankle, but when it was freaking nut cutting time, the dude went out and he was an assassin, made the play. He always makes the play when his team needs him to make the play, and that's why he's considered the best quarterback in the league right now.
Well, I mean, he's clutching big moments. There's no doubt about that. I mean, I don't think if the Kansas City Chiefs didn't have Mahomes, they wouldn't have, won in these situations that they've been winning in. I mean, the guy comes through every single time they need a big play, and when the game is close, he manages to score or put them, the offense in field goal position so then Bucker can just go out there and just kick a 70-yarder right through the middle and just win the game every time. And
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's a lot of their team is like very similar to ours.
Very similar in all ways, if you really think about it.
Great kicker.
Yes.
Best quarterback in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of best tight end in the league.
Yes.
And, Trav's kind of he's getting a lot of the eyes right now. His production's down. But then they always have some other guy. You know what I mean? The defense
guy as well.
The defense is strong.
Chris Jones on the defensive side is kind of like Devin McCourty and Dante Hightower.
Yeah.
Like, they're very, very similar. And then obviously Coach Belichick, Coach Andy Reid, very similar coaches. And you want to know where they're very similar as well from what I've heard?
Practice.
Is they practice hard.
Practice hard.
They practice hard. And in New England, we practice hard.
It made games easier if you were recovered for the game.
If you were recovered for the game. Or it made the game suck if you weren't recovered for the game.
There was one time where he didn't come in clutch.
When was that, Jules?
Was that when there was a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay that you were playing in?
Yeah, but, it was just an overall domination of the whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were missing those linemen.
Yeah, they were missing the linemen, and we just dominated, the whole entire game. We dominated the offensive side of the ball. We had a great game plan going in. We had a script of like 80 plays, and literally we ran like all 80 of those plays to the exact T that we wanted to. It went literally from practice and translated right into the game. And we were just checking off like every play that we ran, then we go to the next, and every play was working. And on top of it, our defense was ready. We even got blown out versus them in the regular season. I think that was our last regular season loss too, and before we went on that 8-game winning streak. But yeah, the defense, we just scouted them like it was nothing, dude. We were on Mahomes big time, but it really wasn't Mahomes' fault.
Yeah.
It was just a domination just overall as our team dominated their whole team in every aspect of the game. So Mahomes really didn't have a chance to, perform like Mahomes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a great game. That really was. And then on top of it, man, what about the freaking AFC Championship game? That's another time.
Buffalo?
No, when we faced Mahomes in the AFC Championship game, man. The best AFC Championship game of all time, I believe. And it was our time to shine as well. And it was always, a doubt. Hey, can the New England Patriots go on the road and win a Super Bowl?
We never did before.
We've never done that before. And that solidified us to be
the dynasty
dynasty of all dynasties, because we went into Arrowhead 2018. The Chiefs were the #1 seed.
Sexy team. They were electric.
And let me tell you, Mahomes didn't disappoint in this game.
No, he didn't.
The reason why Mahomes lost is because he didn't have a chance in the playoffs not the playoffs, in overtime to touch the ball, because we got the ball first and we went right down the field and scored.
And guess back on the field.
I watched that game just now in Dallas with my nephew. He put the game on last 5 minutes of the game. Let me tell you, my heart was racing. My blood pressure was up because it was one of the best games I've ever seen. I haven't ever rewatched it either. And Jules, man, you came through in the clutch, boy.
So did you.
No. Well, yeah, I did too. But no, let me tell you, 3rd and 10,
We did that a
Thought
lot.
the game's over. We're down by 4. Oh, Rob, just chip blocking the DN, giving Tom extra time. Tony Romo in the booth. Now, expect Julian Edelman to go up, like he's running it under, then to go up like he's going deep, and then the run across, or Tom Brady will hit him. It's 3rd and 10. That's going to be the play. Boom. What happened? You go right across the middle on an over route. Boom. First down. 3rd and 10 again. Tony Romo. Expect Julian across the middle. Tom Brady's going to hit him. Expect Gronk to chip, give Tom more time. Boom. Hit Julian up the freaking middle once again for another first down. And then Tony Romo again. Well, this time Gronk is spread out wide. Let's see what he can do. It's 3rd and 10.
Tony was pretty on it.
Guess what? He just has to go to Gronk. It's one-on-one coverage. He's not going to look anywhere else. What happens? Whoop, fade route. 1st and 10, baby. Let's go, baby. You came through clutch so much. You had a heck of a playoff run that year as well.
That was a fun year. And that was kind of the passing of the torch for Tom to Mahomes. It was kind of like, for at least that matchup. Tom played him again in Tampa, but like that was like a different one because that was the road to the AFC Championship was always through us, and it went to them. Tom had to say right before he left the conference, "Hey, buddy, it was a hell of a run.
You'll always
hold my beer.
You'll always remember me. You'll always remember you didn't win when I was here."
And as soon as Tom left that little motherfucker, he's been winning them all ever since. So Patrick Mahomes, what kind of time? We went way over. It's Patrick Mahomes. You
oh
go
my
over
gosh, we're at 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it felt like 10 minutes. The guy has won as a starter from the very beginning.
He's a fucking
guy's no losing seasons.
He's
all right.
He's on pace. He's on pace to be.
We're only supposed to talk about him for 10 minutes, but it's been like 20 minutes. But we could talk about Mahomes for the next 2 hours if we really wanted to. There's so many crucial situations. I want to have a beer with him again. Yeah, so many situations he's been in where he has come back and just made magic happen. He should be right here one day, and we should have a beer with him, Jules. That's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
But we got to get to this. What kind of dude, is Patrick Mahomes? I kind of feel like we kind of went over it and already hit it, but is he a stud? Is he a freak? Is he a dog? Is he a whiz? Is he a dude's dude? I mean, I feel like he represents in
he can hit them
all these categories, but what is he? What one does he most exemplify?
I think 2 right now that are coming to 3 are coming to me right now. Freak, dog, and dude's dude. Freak, dog, and dude's dude.
I mean, the guy's a wizard though.
And
he is.
He's a wizard, and he's wizard.
Basically recreated the offense because of him.
He basically recreated how you
I'm gonna go
draft
with
a quarterback.
But what I'm really thinking, I'm definitely gonna go with one of the 3 that you hit. Maybe Patrick Mahomes deserves 2 of them because he's just that good. But we can't do that.
You can't break the form for no one.
And what's so great, he is a freak, and he's a freak with a dad bod. But that's the advantage, is that a quarterback. Here's my big take on quarterbacks: is if you're jacked, you're going to only have like 3 years in the NFL. If you're coming out and you're jacked coming out of college. I'm not even going to bring up any names, but I can name so many that these quarterbacks are jacked. They can bench so much that your arm's going to fall off because you're too tight after 3 years. That's why this guy's so great, because he has a dad bod. And when you have a dad bod, you're looser than frickin'
He's a fucking dog,
a
too.
Loose cannon. Yeah. He is a dog.
But he's a freak dog.
Yeah, he is. So can he be a freaky dog?
You know what? Or is he just a whiz? He's just clutch.
Nah, he's more than a whiz, though.
Whiz
is like someone that's really smart that keeps them in the league longer because they're not a freak. So you can't give him like a whiz.
You can't give him whiz.
Nah.
But I think he's a dog.
He is a dog.
Because mental, physical toughness, always motivated, relentless. There's so many 3rd downs that we don't even talk about that he converted when it was his team needed it, that like made a drive more, or that took an offense off the field, or kept an offense off. There's so many of those situations that he's a fucking dog. He's an assassin. He will murder your team.
All right, Jules. Like I said, we can talk about him for the next 3 hours. We got to put him in the category of a freak or a dog. What is he? All right, you got 3 seconds to decide.
Freak.
He's a freak. He is a freak.
Because there's only one Patrick.
He's a
And I
freak.
know that the little kid out in Nebraska, he got the shades, the haircut, the same damn walk and clap and stuff. There's only one of those.
He's inspiring.
He is, man.
He's a freak. Freak of nature.
All right.
Stamp it.
Stamp. All
On
right.
to the next. On to Cincinnati.
On to our next guy.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, please put your hands together for a warm welcome to our next Dudes on Dudes dude that we will be talking about. Fred Warner, ladies.
Fred Warner. Federico Anthony Warner. Panamanian Mexican.
All right, here we
American.
go.
He's a fucking dog. Just go.
Synopsis.
Go.
My
I love
synopsis
him.
right here. That's a big word. And let me tell you, I just hit a synopsis on Fred Warner. Here
What's
we
AI
go.
say, Robbie?
Fred Warner is a standout linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers, known for his exceptional tackling and leadership on the field. Off the field, he is admired. He is admired for his dedication of hold on. Off the field, he is admired for his dedication and humility, often crediting his single mother for his success. Warner's journey from Mission Hills High School to the NFL is inspiring, showcasing his hard work and perseverance. Man, dude.
Federico Anthony Warner.
What AI do we use? I feel like we use like
Weak AI.
like weak AI. Like this AI is like
I mean, it's
like the broken, like the electronics are sparking, like type of AI. Because like last week when I had the AI printed out, let me tell you, for our first couple episodes, that was a description.
we got to work on AI.
Yeah,
because AI didn't come close to describing what this guy is on the field. You know, I love the story about come where he came from, and you could see with that passion how he plays on the field. I remember watching him. I went to that Raiders 49ers training camp last year. They had a joint practice, and I was out there real early. I was visiting the Raiders when McDaniels was over there. Let's not get in the comment section about that. And no, the comment section is right here. I thought you were a Patriot for life, and then you're over with the Raiders. I was just saying.
at the practice.
It was more of the hate for Josh. Yeah. I was talking like, all right, we don't need to hear that right now.
All right.
But I go out to practice early, and there's one guy out there at the very beginning. It's Fred Warner, and there's the two fields, and he's over on the far field. I don't know what he was doing. I think he was smelling the grass, doing some kind of weird war dance or something. But whatever he did, he let you know the first play of that practice, he set a tempo, man. And that's the kind of guy he was. Like, I was like, this dude's doing some like Predator shit. That's fucking fire. I like this guy more than anything. I found out he's Mexican. He plays for my old team that I love. Like, I love this guy. And then I've met him a couple times. He's just a fucking, like the AI said, he's a stand-up dude that's got a lot of humility, but he's also an assassin on that field, man. He sideline to sideline. You played against him a bunch. How was he?
Actually, I never actually played against the San Francisco 49ers in my life. I was hurt the 2 or 3 times when we did play the 49ers, which was a disappointment. I mean, I wish I truly played against every team in the NFL. I wanted to play in every stadium in the NFL as well.
You played him in Bucks with the Bucks, no?
No, we never played the 49ers, man. So I think that's the only team in the NFL I never played. So, but let me tell you, I was just covering him.
It's the only team that didn't get scored on by Gronk.
I was covering him this week, and let me tell you, I had to cover Fred Warner because he made a couple plays, and they had a couple turnovers, and he had the biggest play of the game on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, shit.
He jumped up in the air and had that interception versus Jacoby, and it literally just showed like his freak athleticism on that play because he had to jump in the air like a wide receiver. He was about, couple like 30 inches off the ground, solid vertical jump. And then he landed on his back, and then he popped up immediately. Like
fast.
His awareness is a 10 out of 10. To be a defensive player and to have hands like that And then to have the awareness
to
get up and that the play is still alive. There's wide receivers in the game that catch the ball and fall to the ground and still think it's college and the play's over and then they drop it on the ground and then it's a fumble.
Not Frederico.
Not
Frederico.
Not Frederico, ladies and gentlemen. He popped right back up. And let me tell you, if I had to catch a ball and fell on the ground right now, it would take me like 20 seconds to pop right up.
You said that on air. What do you do?
I said it on air. He popped right up in literally a half a second, juked some guys, and ran it back for a pick six.
Pick six. It was kind of the nail in the coffin at the beginning of the game where you knew it was going. And that's he makes those plays all the time. Now, you know, he's been a very durable player and he may have got a little banged up on the sideline, but he looked like he was all right. But I remember I was watching you do the highlights on Fox halftime show, and I was like thinking like, he did fucking just catch that ball and get up and go and was instinctive. And like when defensive guys get their hands on the ball, sometimes you see him carrying the ball like a loaf of bread. He looked like a big ass running back. And then he got that Pop Warner arch in his back. You know, when you get tired at the end and then he jumped it, you get that Pop Warner arch when you got the kid who's running away. You got the Pop Warner arch.
Talking about that, you know, Pop Warner, he had to play offense at some point in his life. To be able to catch a ball like that and then to be able to run like that after the catch. I mean, he had to play like running back, freaking slot receiver, something growing up. And he played at BYU, actually. You know, a star right there from the very beginning. And my first game ever.
Overlooked to it.
Yes, he did. And my first game ever was actually versus BYU. That was just a fun fact I was throwing out there.
Yeah.
We actually won. They were number, I think, 20 in the country when we beat them. And I beat BYU in a bowl game as well, the first bowl game
in 10
years. How many
touchdowns?
For Arizona? 0 touchdowns, but my brother had one. I only had it was my last game actually at the University of Arizona. And it was the first bowl game in 10 years for the University of Arizona. It was the Vegas Bowl. We won there. What was most important was I was in Vegas.
What was it?
At 19, 20 years old.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. It was the first time. I was still too young, though, so I didn't really get to experience Vegas like that.
Yeah.
But I was trying to. You know I was trying to.
Now, what was in that gift bag?
The gift bag? Oh, shit, I don't know. Dude. That was like 15 years ago.
I never went to a bowl game, and I always wanted to know.
You went to Kent.
I always wanted to know because you'd hear about like guys go to the bowl games and get like an Xbox.
PlayStation. We got a PlayStation.
You got a fucking PlayStation.
And I actually sold it. What was that website? Craigslist?
Yeah.
My friend sold it for me. No, it was Nintendo Wii. My friend sold it to me because I had no money. I was like, yo, I don't really play video games. We actually had one system already. We played Halo 24/7 on Xbox. And I was like, I don't need this Nintendo Wii. He sold it for me on Craigslist for the amount that it goes for in stores. I threw him like $50 and I had like another $200 to buy people beer.
You know what? I bet you if the NCAA knew about that, he would have got fucking fined. Not fined. What would you?
It was a gift. You're allowed to sell a gift.
Are you? But that's how crazy.
I mean, I sold it like 2 months
You're
after.
out here selling Wii's, and you go to a college player's the players lot now. All you see is Lamborghinis. These little fucking college kids. It's crazy. Rob's over here trying to get $50 from a Craigslist. All I
needed was $15 a week, and I was satisfied. It got the job done.
What did it get you?
It got me a 30-pack, and it got me lunch. That's all I needed. That's all I needed, folks.
Protein shake and a 30-pack.
Protein shakes and beers.
Now, did you just get the protein shakes back at the facility?
Well, actually, yeah. I got the protein shakes at the facility and a dinner, which I would bring back as well. We would stack up the to-goes, so then we would have kind of like an extra lunch or a dinner that night, the next night as well, just in case if we need some backup food. Beers and the food, but dang, I forgot. Now I know why I had no money. That's where I was going. I had no money in college because my brother and we put all our money together. I was left in our bank account. We bought a hot tub the first 3 weeks we were at the University of Arizona. Literally, we drained our bank accounts. They were at $0. Yep. Yeah, that's us. Yeah. The guy, I mean, back to Fred Warner. I mean, the guy, 2021, he had a record-breaking contract, 5 years, $95 million. He reset the linebacker market. So all you other linebackers out there, thank Fred Warner. $40.5 million guaranteed. I mean, the guy was a superstar. What was his first purchase? I'm not sure. I feel like he's a reserved, guy, and people should be looking up to him for sure. off the field and on the field.
You
But
don't
what
even
was-
see no
What was
bling.
my first purchase? That's a
Yeah.
good question.
What was
Jules.
your
my-
first when you got your first payday when you got drafted? What was your first purchase?
My first purchase, I've always wanted an Escalade. So I actually bought a used 2008 Escalade, and it had 30,000 miles on it, and it was the red one. And I just thought I was so freaking cool, man. It had the rims, it had
remember.
everything. It was the best car of all time I've ever had. So I got to get an Escalade again, man. It's been a while. That was my only Escalade I've ever owned. I had it for about 4 years, and then I gave it to my mom because I'm a good guy like that, you know. But great car, man. That was my first purchase. How about you, Jules? What was yours?
I bought a laptop.
Laptop? That's
My signing bonus was 48.5, bro. I didn't think I was gonna make the team. I bought a fucking Apple laptop, like one of the new Macs. I still have it.
you were getting ready for your next job, actually. When you bought it, you were like, "I'm not gonna make this team.
I didn't know.
Let me
Yeah,
start. Maybe I'll be an accountant."
Randy Moss,
Yeah.
Wes Welker, Joey Galloway traded for Greg Lewis.
You
Sam-
defied the odds, Jules.
Just get a laptop.
You defied the odds. All right.
He's only missed one game in his 6-year career.
Durable, reliable.
That's crazy for the middle linebacker.
It is.
It's like some London Fletcher.
Started every game as a rookie. You know how hard that is to do?
That is.
Did you start every game as a rookie?
No.
Did you even play as a rookie, really?
Yeah, well, Wes tore his ACL.
Well,
And then
that's not the reason I was looking for, Jules. That's sad.
Well, yeah, I know.
I didn't start as a rookie, not until like week 10 because I didn't know the playbook.
I started week 2 at the old Giant Stadium. We lost, but I had like 9 catches and 109 yards.
Well, that's more important then.
But it was like my
I'm just
first
kidding.
time ever. I was like, holy
Yeah.
shit. Wes was out, and then Wes came back and balled out, and then I didn't play for a long time.
Well, we're at 11 minutes now. These guys are just so great. We can talk about them for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, but
Where does he rank an all-time Niners
on the defensive side of the ball,
side?
on the
'Cause
defensive
they
side
had
of the
Patrick Willis. They always have insane.
And Patrick Willis is a Hall of Famer now,
Hall of
isn't he?
Famer.
Yeah, he went in the Hall of Fame, I think, this year. Am I right?
Last couple years.
Or last year?
Yeah.
He's in the Hall of Fame, though. So you got Patrick Willis.
Ken Norton.
I believe if the San Francisco 49ers can finally win a Super Bowl, I mean, they got a stacked team. They're going to obviously be having a chance to win one. I think he's going to be right up there in top 3 on the defensive side of the ball.
Bryant Young.
Oh, you're
Dana
going old school.
Stubblefield.
You're going old school now. You're the Niners fan, so you grew up in the Bay Area, so you can name everyone on the defense.
As much as the
Jules.
Niners,
Ronnie Lott.
Avon Wright, or no, that was Eric Wright's son. I used to run track against him.
All right, I would say he's a top 5 defensive player
Of all time?
of all time. How about you? What would you think? He's on his way to be.
He's
'cause
on his
he's
way.
He's got about another 5 years minimum left.
Yeah, he's on his way.
He's on his way. If he plays 5 more years and wins a Super Bowl, he's easily.
If
he's
they win a
top
Super
5.
Bowl, he's in there.
He
He gets in
5.
there. But the thing is, the Niners get this big rap about how sexy their offense is. They've had some dog ass fucking defensive players, like you said, Ronnie Lott, Dana Stubblefield, Bryant Young, Ken Norton. He used to fucking Merton Hanks. Like they used to have some dogs over there, bro.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Hey, you can't forget about the Bosa.
Bosa.
The Bosa guy.
They have so many. They still have crazy guys on their own team. Deion Sanders was there, but he was there for a year.
I didn't even know Deion Sanders played for the Niners.
Yeah, he won a Super Bowl
That's
with them.
a fun fact I just learned.
He won a
Holy
Super Bowl
moly.
with them, and then
he won
went
a Super Bowl with the Niners, Deion Sanders?
and then he went to Dallas next year and won a Super Bowl.
I mean, I was young, man. I was a young buck.
I don't think
What
you
year
were-
was this?
94, 95.
I mean,
man.
I was 5 years old. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got to get into the categories. What type
kind of dude is he?
Fred Warner is? Is he a stud, which is athleticism, football IQ, pedigree of being a stud, or is he a freak, which counts as, unparalleled physical ability, one-on-one instincts? I mean, or is he a dog, which is relentless, motivating, all that good stuff, physical and mental toughness? Or is he a whiz kid? Does he know the game, intellect of the game, the innovation
Innovative,
of the
yeah.
game? Is he clutch, or is he a dude? Dude.
What's a dude's dude?
A dude's dude is positive attitude, locker room guy.
Blue guy.
Guy that you hang out with on the field, off the field, at dinner, family guy, just everything overall. Calm, cool, collective. That's a dude's dude.
So I think what categories do you think he's in?
I think he's definitely
what are the like
for his athletic ability. I'm gonna go either on the side of being a stud or a freak.
Stud or a freak?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking stud or dog. I think he's just a stud because he's.
Then if you said stud or dog and I said stud or freak, what does that have in common, Jules?
Well, if it was a Venn diagram, I think stud would be in the middle part.
Yes, it would be. So I
Venn
think
diagram?
he's a stud.
You go those two circles and the ones that overlap.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that recently. Probably back to 8th grade.
Is there any numbers in that Venn diagram that I can calculate?
Well, if there was like 6 numbers in this one and 3 and 4 were over in this side, and then it went over to the 3 and 4 when there was 6 numbers this and the 3 and 4 over, and they both it would be the 3 and the 4.
All right.
I think he's a stud.
Yeah, he's a stud. I don't know what the heck you were just drawing up. I don't know what your imagination was thinking.
Venn diagram.
But all I know is that Fred Warner is an absolute stud of a linebacker in the NFL.
Stud pedigree of the middle linebacker right now in the NFL. It used to be like Luke Kuechly, Urlacher. Right now, Fred Warner's up there. And there's a bunch of other guys that are in that category. We'll get into him this year, but he's definitely in that category. He's a stud.
And what's crazy about it, too, is that he's kind of like the new era Mike linebacker as well, because all these offenses were turning into passing offenses. So you need a guy that could be able to cover and also stuff the run. So you kind of needed a more athletic linebacker, and that's what he represents, and that's why he got paid the way he got paid, and that's why everyone looks up to him at the linebacker position, especially the Mike, because back in the day, you had Mike linebackers, and they were, 250 pounds, 260 pounds, 270 pounds that can just stuff the hole and stop the run, but they could never really cover that well.
Yeah.
I mean, in zone defenses, yes, they can fill the hole, and make a couple plays, but this guy can cover as well.
Sideline to sideline, fast, but he also doesn't lack in the lower end department. He still brings the wood, the heat.
Yes.
So he's just a fucking stud.
And he's the first one to do that in the new era when the passing offenses just kept growing and growing.
Patrick Willis was like that a little bit too, though. Like I think it's just Niners. These Niners know how to get that damn linebacker.
Mm-hmm, they
so do
sure
the Ravens.
do.
Ravens do too. Patrick McQueen and shit, but they let him go. All right, let's go on to our next.
Bum, bum, bum. I'm sure we're going to go for more than 10 minutes. We've already went for more than 10 minutes. Who's our next guest, Tom? Wow. Who's our next guest, Julian?
Our next guest is Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. Now, let's see what AI has what to say about TB. 2 guys that know him pretty well. Let's see if AI knows him just as well. All right, start the clock.
Let's see if AI is really living up to the standards these days.
Because these last
everyone's saying.
Last 2, AI.
All right. Tom Brady is a legendary NFL quarterback. Well, they're already wrong because he's not a legendary NFL quarterback. He was an NFL legendary quarterback.
Or is he? Does AI know he's?
Is he
Tom
coming back?
Is it
AI? Wow, AI knows something that we don't know.
Oh my
You're
God.
right. AI is living up to the standard.
Dolphins.
Wow. Dolphins. Kyle Shanahan still wants him with the Niners, even
He's
though
in
Brock
Miami
Purdy
a
is
lot.
legit.
Maybe AI is up to something right now. AI is up to something.
It is.
What does AI say?
He's renowned for his record 7 Super Bowl victories and 5 Super Bowl MVP awards.
Wow.
Off the field, he is known for his disciplined lifestyle.
Very disciplined. TB12 method.
Business ventures.
.com/
Business ventures.
A lot of business ventures. Owns teams. Lots of teams. Raiders potentially coming up soon.
And philanthropic efforts.
A lot of giving back to the kids. Best buddies for a long time.
Yes. And what about the kids he helped become superstars?
Yeah, he helped us out too.
Yes.
We're part of that.
Yes.
That doesn't go in the philanthropy. That's not philanthropy, but
we'll
take
that's
that.
his biggest philanthropy right there.
All right.
It was.
Definitely.
Okay. Helping us kids out.
He helped us
All right.
a lot.
All right. Oh, including his work with the TB12 Foundation, which you just mentioned, Jules.
And TB12 Foundation.
Brady's leadership,
He's a leader.
resilience,
Guy's fucking resilient.
and commitment. Come on, Jules, is he committed?
This guy is committed like no other.
To excellence have made him an iconic figure. Is he iconic?
Fucking, he's got aura.
The most iconic.
This guy's got aura.
Iconic figure both in sports and infinity and beyond.
It said infinity and
Oh,
beyond.
it says and beyond, but I added that little a Buzz Lightyear, spectacle aspect into it.
I like that. But I can't believe AI didn't. One thing that AI didn't get, this guy's his compartmentalization skill is fucking outrageous. That's what when anyone asks me, like, what is he could literally have so many things going on in his life, but when it was time for work, he could blur all that out and think about what that work day was and fucking get the most out of that work day every day, which some would say that's like a serial killer or some kind of maniac mindset. I would say that's like the greatest of all time.
Yes, Jules, that's a great point. I actually never thought of that.
Yeah.
And that's 100% accurate. And that's actually contributes to why he was so great, is that he could ignore the noise. Whatever's going on out there, whatever the situation was,
Make me better.
It didn't matter. And he would use that anyways. He would use it as fuel. It would be diesel fuel. It would be normal fuel. It would
Race
be freaking
fuel.
Super
That's 101
graded, X-rated fuel. It didn't matter.
That's 101.
He would use
Only
it
a
as
few
fuel
fucking gas stations have that fuel.
to fill up that engine. And he had diesel engine. He had freaking premium engine. He had every engine in the book.
Jet engine.
And that's what made him so great. And he used that fuel and he burned all that fuel too.
This is probably terrible. There's so many. He burned so much fuel that he killed literally so much of the ozone layer that he's a fucking hazard to our environment because that's how much fuel he burns with the motivation and his compartmentalization factors. That's how much fuel he's burning.
And that jet was full go every single time. You know, when you get on a plane, you're like, this freaking pilot better drive this plane or fly this plane as fast as possible. Well, drive it too, freaking on the runway to get to the runway to freaking take off ASAP. So fly it and drive it as fast as possible. That's this guy.
And he's got headwind, so you're actually using more fuel.
Yeah.
Headwind,
And the fuel never ran out.
The guy has fucking airplanes that come out while you're flying. Have you seen that where they use the fucking piece and while they're flying in the air?
And
Air
they
Force
connect it,
One,
yeah.
they're connect.
One
He's
plane
got
to
that
the
on
other.
Unlimited.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
and that is Alex. Alex is the little airplane.
Alex is the little
He's a
airplane
little
that connects
fuel.
Oh man. Oh.
He just has so much fuel.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh, that was so good. That was so good. There they are. Look at there's Alex and Tom.
Alex and Tom.
Yeah. Alex is fueling Tom up. Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
and that's something to have. Hey, and that's a love thing out of Alex because he
That
keeps
is.
him going.
It keeps him going, man.
Look at
Well, let's get to some accolades. I mean, first
God.
he was picked 199, 6th round in the 2000 draft. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows that by now. He was with the Patriots from 2000 to 2019, and then with the Bucks 2000 to 2022. And actually, I just got a quiz on him. How many years did he play in the NFL? And it was right before I talked to him 2 weeks ago on Fox. Kurt Menefee asked me, we played a little live game. Hey, how well do you know your teammate Tom Brady? He goes, how many more years did Tom Brady play in the NFL than you? And I played 11 years. And I thought Tom Brady played 24 years. I actually got it wrong. He played 23 years in the NFL. So shame on me, but it was better to be over on that than to hit it right on the nose. But that's how many years he played, is that I just know it was so many I couldn't even keep track anymore.
he played 11 more years than me.
He played 11 years more than you and 12 years more than me.
That is fucking gnarly.
I played 11 years in the NFL, and he played more years in the NFL than I played in the NFL. Without me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what that's called, but that's a math term.
Yeah. That's called
The whole.
that's called GOAT.
That's fucking goat.
Yeah, that's called jet fuel. Alex is jet fuel.
Alex is jet fuel.
Yeah.
What was the first time you met Tom?
The first time I met Tom was actually what was pretty wild when I was at the University of Arizona. You know, I was doing my interview. I had a couple touchdowns that game. I was showing off my touchdown celebrations. And then the lady interviewing me, she's like, who do you see being your quarterback in the NFL? And obviously, right on the spot, I go, Tom Brady would be the best quarterback to have in the NFL, and especially a great fit for me. And that was just the answer, you know, and then I did my touchdown dances and all that. And then what happens? I get drafted to the Patriots, and Tom Brady becomes my quarterback in the NFL. It was like I manifested it when I was in college. I manifested a lot of things. And if you ask Tom, Tom's probably really big into manifesting as well. He manifested all his Super Bowls because right after he won a Super Bowl, he would already have a clock counting down to the next Super Bowl. So he was manifesting like crazy. You just learn so much knowledge from him, and he's done so many things right to be able to get to you know, nature of where he is now. It wasn't like he just had the athletic ability. He showed up. He did everything right, and he put the time in that you can never argue against him. You can't.
Won't give you an option. Bit.
So let's get back to what was I talking about again?
I don't know. I just got
I got a little off.
First time you met him.
Oh, the first time I met him, it was in the training room. I was getting my ankles taped, and he walked in. So I was there already for the rookie camps, the rookie practices, and he just walks up to me. He goes, "Hey, Rob, I'm Tom Brady," and I was like, "Oh, wow, this guy already knows my name." I mean, that's also what makes him so great as well, is that he already knows all the rookies' names, all the guys that were drafted, what rounds they were drafted in, what type of player they already were, because he wants to know, you know, their athletic ability, you know, what type of guy they are, so he can understand them, so he can be on the same page as them.
Best out of them,
so he can get the best out of them as well, like you said, and he could have that connection to help win games, so he can be on the same, you know, wavelength as them. So he already knew my name, came up to me, and I just thought it was the coolest thing, man. I just said, "Hey, man, nice to meet you." It was just super quick.
When he left, what did you think in your head?
Tom Brady knew my name, and that was the greatest honor to shake his hand while getting my ankles taped.
And then he goes and wins 4 Super Bowls with them. That's crazy. I had a similar story.
Yeah. What was it like when you met him? What was that story?
I was going from, like you said, we were already in there. When you're a rookie, you get in there before, back in our day, you get in there before the vets reported. And so you'd be there for like 3 weeks. You had rookie camp and learning installations of everything. And so I had a big book. We all had these books. It was like a 5-inch. Remember those old binders? Before we had iPads, we used to have big old binders.
I didn't like carrying them around. I left mine in my locker when I went home.
Yeah.
Even though you were supposed to bring it home to study, I was like, I ain't carrying that binder.
I used to carry it.
Yeah, you did.
I do. I was trying to make a goddamn team.
You had to.
So I'm over here getting 5 minutes before the special teams meeting. It's true. And I'm running through, and the vets came in, and I saw the vets come in because I saw Welk in the cafeteria. Didn't say a word to me. But I wanted to
big timed you.
Big time me a little bit.
That's okay.
He had a leather jacket on.
You big time him now.
He looks cool.
I like when you guys big time each other. It's entertainment for me. All right, back to Tom though.
And so I knew they were in, but I was going to my meeting, and he walks through the door. You know the entrance of the locker room from the hall? He walks in there, and he goes, I like look at him. I drop my book. I'm like, oh shit, this dude's taller than I thought. And he goes, "Hey, I'm Tom." I go, "Jules." He goes, "I know. We have the same agent. Dragon's my agent too," or something like that. And I was like, "Nice to meet you." And I felt the same way you felt. Like, damn, he knew my name. That's fucking crazy. But he knew that. He knew everyone's name, and he made everyone feel special. And that was part of his leadership skill. You know, like what made him such an unbelievable leader. From the meal ladies to, you know, the people in the equipment room, the training staff, like it didn't matter what was going on, how the day went. He was always a pretty cool dude to everyone, and everyone was always watching him. You know what I mean? And that's when you're the quarterback of the team, everyone, no matter what is going on in your life, is watching that person and to see how they react to everything, the success, the failure. Your eyes go to that guy. you know, and he was the perfect guy for us, especially when we were young knuckleheads, to look at like, all right, this is how you have to do it. He gave you the example, and he was just a fucking.
He gave us the blueprint on how to become a reliable, talented, player that you needed to be to help the team win games. He gave us the blueprint on how to become a star out there on the field. He gave us the blueprint on how to make plays, how to go out there and have that mindset ready to go, and also be mentally and physically ready at all times on the practice field and on the game field. There's no doubt about that. And he didn't just give you the blueprint. He showed you the way too.
Showed you.
Yes, he showed you, hey, this is where I want you on this route. This is when you need to look at me. This is where the ball is going to be.
Trained you.
Yes, he trained
Like
you
a
to
dog.
be like that.
Like a little puppy.
Oh, wait. You want to take a break? Hey, man, I'm telling you, your mind will let you go farther. Let's go. 4 more routes. Let's go. You got to be able to be on the same page as me. You got to be right here. Be more physical. Be more physical. You're bigger than everyone.
Yeah.
Run his ass over and turn around, and the ball will be there. I promise you. And if you don't hit that guy, if you're not physical, guess what? The ball's not going to come to you. He would just lay it out just like that. His leadership was just, what's that word where it's just
Brutally honest?
Yes, brutally honest. And that's what made him so great too.
So like with him, that's what he always harped to Gronk. With me, I remember in those, because a lot of times we would get that coaching in the off season when we'd go fly out somewhere, we would throw together, because there's times where you would do it, there was times where I would do it. He would always try to get his throws in with his guys. And for me, he'd always come up to me like, hey, I need you to be here. I need you to be like a boxer. You can't just do what the thing shows you on the paper. You have to feel it out. You got to set things up with your jab, and then you use your right. It's like a boxer. You got to be more savvy in your route running. I remember you saying that. And then he'd always say, like, you got to run like you got to be able to run. You got to be able to run all day. And like you said, when you were tired, we would do those sets of routes. He'd make you do 3 or 4 extra ones. And he would say, you'd line up and you'd think that the drill was done, and he would say, oh, there was offsides on a penalty on your teammates, or there was a holding call or PI, or we got to redo it. And he knew you were dog dead, but he wanted to get everything out of you when you were on empty. He wanted to see what kind of guy you were, and he wanted to show you that's what he expected in game time.
And a word that you could have used in there as well that kind of sums it up a little bit is, he loved a decisive route runner.
Decisive.
He didn't care if the paper said run 10 yards and run out. He didn't care one bit. He cared about being decisive on the practice field and taking that decisiveness and bringing it to the game field. He goes, hey, if you're going to run 12 yards, even though it's a 10-yard route, or if you're going to run 8 yards and it's going to be a little short, just be decisive. Let me know when you're going to break out. Let me know when you're going to break down so I can get that ball out and I can read you. I don't need you to have 15 steps where you're slow. I think you're going to go to the left and then you go to the right.
Decisive.
No, be decisive. If you're decisive, I will find you and that ball will be out and it will be right on point.
That's what he said. What's the biggest misconception of him, you think?
The biggest misconception of Tom Brady,
I think, is that he's cool.
Is that, yeah, he is cool.
No, I think that's the biggest misconception. He's not that cool.
Depends. That's the misconception right there. Because he's cool when he's comfortable.
He's cool, but no.
If he's comfortable in the situation.
I think he's not cool when he's comfortable. I think when he's around us, he's kind of like a dork.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then to everyone else, he's the coolest guy, which I still think he's the coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
But then when you have him around, you're like, he's really kind of a dork.
There's some situations where, if he's comfortable, he's more himself.
Yes.
And
he's more like dad jokey.
If he knows all the cameras are shut off, like he can finally just have some
he's kind of
time
dorky
to be Tom.
Yeah, he's kind of dorky.
Okay, I like this.
But you need a little dork in your quarterback.
You do.
Oh.
Mostly all quarterbacks are a little dorky, and that's what makes them quarterbacks. I mean, not all of them, but I'm saying it's kind of like just a trait what quarterbacks have.
But
a little bit, just a little bit in them.
He is cool, but he's a little dorky.
But you just said he's not cool.
No, I said the biggest misconception He's cool.
He always keeps a chip on his shoulder.
Always.
Always.
That's not a
Intense work
misconception.
ethic.
I think everyone knows
Intense
that.
work ethic. I know, but I'm just giving some facts about him.
What else is a misconception?
That he's not clutch.
No, that's
not even a misconception. Everyone knows he's clutch.
yeah. That's
Yeah, I just wanted to try to throw you off, Jules.
How about this guy also played baseball and got drafted?
Yeah, by the Expos.
Montreal.
Yeah, no wonder why he didn't go and play baseball. The Expos?
I mean, they have a cool hat.
They do got cool colors.
They're gone though. They're not even there no
That's
more.
what I mean. That's why he didn't want to go there. He's like, oh man, my legacy, I go there, the team's going to be gone. That means I'm going to be gone. I want to last forever. I'll go to the New England Patriots instead.
Yeah, he was in high school when he got drafted. He went
So
to the
what?
same. He went to the
He
same
knew
high
he
school.
was going to the Patriots.
Yeah, he went to that. I remember. Well, we grew up in the same area, so he went to the same high school as Lynn Swan, Barry Bonds. There's like so many really good athletes that come out of that freaking school. Sarah, it's an all boys school.
What was the moment that Tom made you the most annoyed?
Oh my God. When I would return punts, like I remember my rookie year, it was the freaking preseason game. It was my first punt return and there was a repunt and I ended up housing the second one. But the first one, I see Tom on the sideline and he's got a little anxiety because it's his first game from his knee. So he was like coaching me up on how to return a punt. And he's like, just get upfield. Just get upfield. I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him like, fuck this guy. This guy has never done this. He does not know what I'm feeling right now. I was so annoyed with them. And then they repunted it and I housed it and I fucking slammed the ball against the thing. I was fired up and I was so annoyed with them. I was like, this guy he's never felt what it feels to when the guys are running full speed. This is new to me. I never felt it either at the time. So I was like, fuck this guy. Let me do what I got to do. He doesn't know how to run. And I was so annoyed with him.
I'll tell you mine.
What was yours?
When I was a rookie and I couldn't get outside of the defender on a flag route, which is a corner route. So you run about 10, 12 yards and you give a little stick and you break it 45 degrees and run a corner route. And the defender was always outside of me sitting at like squatting at 10 yards. And he's always says, get outside. If you have a flag route, corner route, you got to get outside of the defender or else I will never throw you the freaking ball. So I was a rookie. I was kind of like clunky. So I wasn't really that athletic as a rookie. You know, I wasn't running routes.
Tired.
So right.
We had double days and shit.
Tired, yeah, I was tired as well. And I couldn't get outside. And in practice, I didn't get outside of the guy. He's like 2-3 yards outside of me too. And I'm trying to fake him like I'm going inside and trying to get around him on the corner. And Brady just turns around in the meeting because it's on film. And he turns around and he goes, Gronk, I'm fucking done throwing you the ball. I told you 50 times to get outside. You're not getting outside. And like I got all sad. And LG Crumpler started patting my leg, and he's like, it's okay, Gronk. He doesn't mean it. And I was like, yeah, he does, LG. He means it, man. He means it. And let me tell you, this time you fucking throwing me the ball like 1,000 times after. So I knew
was right.
I knew he was all bullshit, Tom, telling me he was never going to throw me the ball again. I was literally like, but that fired me up. I was like, oh, all right, I'm going to show this guy. But that's the leadership he had. He was brutally honest.
Brutally honest.
And he would freaking get you to go to the next level. Which was crazy. He was so good at it. But I was so annoyed because I couldn't get outside the guy. I'm like, I want to be like, Tom, run the freaking route. I guarantee you can't get outside of the guy either. He's 3 yards outside of me. And then if I got outside of him, it was basically like an out route I was running because I would have to flatten it so much. So I couldn't really run the corner route.
Then you get the other responsibility of the other guy.
But he just wanted to get
because the defender in practice is playing the play.
Yeah, and he knew the play. He just wanted to get the point across.
Yeah.
Like, so it was just always in my memory. And every time I ran a route, it was kind of just like on autopilot just to get outside of the defender. So I was annoyed at that, with that situation. But, times have changed. I started running routes where I would go inside the guy and then he would still throw me the ball as well later on because he's like, all right, he proved it enough that he can do it.
Well, then you guys started throwing the back shoulder shit.
Yeah, and then we started doing all that.
I also used to get really annoyed when in meeting rooms, if he liked you, and this, I felt both of these. I felt when he liked a guy, he would love them up, and then there'd be so like when Wes was there, I get so annoyed when I would do the exact same thing that Wes would do, and he he wouldn't think it was good. And I would get so fucking annoyed with him. But I remember when Wes left, then I was that guy. There was guys trying to do what I would do, and he wouldn't. So like I would get annoyed with that so much when he would always bring up like, babe, just do it a little more like Wessie. He called him Wessie. When he called him Wessie, remember Wessie?
Mm-hmm.
I used to get so annoyed.
You want to know what I would get annoyed with him too? Is like we're in the off season. We just ran 50 routes. It's like you and I out there only. We're dead tired. It's 90 degrees outside, middle of the summer. And he'd be like, just one more route. Because he's just throwing the ball. His arm can throw 150 passes a day. And we're running freaking 50 routes. And he'd be one more. So then we would run more. We give it our all. And we're about to throw up. It's middle of the summer. We probably are hungover. He has no clue what that's like. Because
Used to.
He used to.
We didn't get to see him, though.
And then he became lame. Yeah, he became lame for like a couple years.
Nah, he back in the day.
Right. I guess he wasn't lame. If you're saying he's not lame, he was lame. Okay, say it, Jules.
Well, no, he was lame.
Yeah.
Like when it came to that, he was lame. But we didn't get him when he was young.
Yeah, I know. He was already 33 when I first met him.
And then
I'm freaking lame at 33 years old. Compared to when I was freaking 21 to 28 years old. You're right.
Because when he was 23, 24, he was the best chugger on the team.
He was.
Like, he was a dude's dude.
So back to the story, like he'd be one more. And then you would run one more route and they'd be like, one more. And then you'd just be like, Tom, I'm not effing running one more. I just ran 50 routes. One more, bud, one more. You want to get better? One more. And then it'd be like 15 more routes. And then finally it was the last one.
And it was 50, and then you get to 75. He's like, he just wanted 75 throws.
Yeah.
He wanted 75 throws.
Whatever Tom says, you do.
You got to.
100%.
I remember those days, man. That's what made us great, though.
What was the moment that like you felt like you truly gained his trust and that he could rely on you? Even if you mess up again, he knows that you're still reliable. You know what I'm saying? What was that moment? What was that catch? What was that play? If it was a practice or if it was a game.
When Wes left.
Well, because he loved Wes. You just were not playing when Wes was there. Yeah. Okay, Jules?
No, but you
couldn't have Tom Brady's trust when you were on the bench.
It was when Wes left.
He didn't like bench players, okay?
He didn't like it. It was when he left. He had to trust me.
He had to. All right.
And then it was week 1 and 13 where we played Buffalo and we went out there and we won. I had 2 touchdowns. And that's when I felt like, all right, because we had some spurts where Wes would get banged up and he wouldn't play, but he didn't like trust me
until you had to be the guy.
Yes,
and then he truly trusted you. And that's the situation though. He doesn't really trust a guy that he's not able to throw to.
You just got to see
15 times a practice.
Yeah.
He has to see it. He has to do the repetitions with you in order to truly gain your trust. And it doesn't happen overnight.
No,
he gains your
tough.
trust and you gain his trust as well, just over time. Over time. I would say my situation was when we played the Chicago Bears on the one-on-one Panther route when I was going.
Was it in the snow?
Yeah, versus Brian Urlacher. And he wanted to gain my trust. He wants to see me be physical. That's what he always emphasized to me. Be fucking physical, Gronk. You're 260 pounds. You're going versus 180 pounders or linebackers that you're still bigger than. Be physical. And this was the play, Panther out, 1-out run. I run into the end zone, kind of hit the guy with my shoulder, and then turn around, and the ball will be right there. Because when you're physical, it pushes the guy back a little bit. When you use your shoulder, you turn around, then there's that little ounce of separation, and Tom can see that. He can see the field. He can see all the separation in the world.
Sees it.
He sees it. He can see every little detail that's going out on the field. And when he sees that little detail in that route, with the physicalityness, he knows that you're going to be open. There's going to be a little window. I hit Brian Urlacher. We practiced it that Friday. And he says, I want to see that in the game because I ran it great on Friday. So the game comes, 1-on-1 versus Brian Urlacher. Give him the shoulder, turn right around. The ball's right there, nice and low, where it's always supposed to be in the red zone. Boom, catch it. And ever since then, I gained Tom Brady's trust right there and then on the spot, which was one of the greatest moments of my career.
Yeah, I remember that. It's you had to see it. That's what makes him. He's a dog, man. He's an assassin.
He is an assassin.
What's your favorite Tom memory?
My favorite Tom memory is actually, this is one of my favorite memories of all time. You know, when we were playing the Indianapolis Colts and I ran that 5-yard out route, caught it versus Dequel Jackson. I did a little spin move. He kind of fell, did a little split. It was like very great route by me and great after the catch too. And then I'm running, you know, I'm going, there's a couple other guys and here comes Julian Edelman. Kaboom! Just absolutely levels Adams, the safety, you know, gets him out of my way. I'm like, thanks Jules for the block, you know.
You jump
and then I'm running into the end zone. I jump over Butler.
Yeah. DB.
Yeah, DB. What's his first name again?
Darius.
Darius Butler, who was previously on the Patriots, and then he went to the Colts, and now he's doing a great job in the media. Yeah,
kills it.
McAfee show. He's doing a great job. So shout out to Darius Butler. But I jumped over his ass, made me look good. Flipped into the end zone. I looked like an athletic 180-pound wide receiver. And then this was the moment, one of my favorite moments with him. Tom loved the route, loved the catch, loved your block. He was so pumped up. He ran full speed from the 30-yard line, and probably because I got him a touchdown on a play where it never should have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
And he came running full speed and jumped on my back and went for a ride, man. He was like a pony on a horse, man. I brought him for a ride, man. I was carrying Tom Brady around in the freaking end zone. He was
pony
on my
horse,
back.
Baby.
He was on my back.
Put the pony on the horse's
And I brought him
back.
for a ride. I was waiting for him to drop that quarter in so the ride can keep on going. Yes. I didn't want him to get off. I was like, Tom Brady's on my back. Like what else do I need in my life?
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's one of my favorite pitchers to sign to this day as well. I don't think he ever signed it. It cost like $5 billion to get him to sign a pitcher. So like I always sign the pitcher of him on my back. And like I'm waiting for that pitcher to be worth a lot more money once he signs it but he hasn't signed it yet.
Man, that was a fucking fun play.
That was a fun play. Thank you for that block. Oh, you leveled it.
Adams.
He's
talking in the...
He's a good safety too.
We
was
used
tough.
to battle. He was with Denver a bunch.
He battled us a lot, man.
A lot.
He brought it too, and he wasn't scared.
He was good.
Yeah, there it is. There's the picture right there.
There
Oh,
it
wait,
is.
it's signed. There it is, man. He's going for a ride. I'm still waiting for those quarters, Tom.
Oh my gosh.
There's Tim Wright right in the back too. We won the Super Bowl this year, didn't we? Yeah, we won the Super Bowl this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was. Who-Man was a tight end as well on the team.
Who?
We had Tim Wright and Who-Man. Oh, I love Who-Man. All right, what was your favorite memory, Jules?
My favorite memory was when it kind of that 14 when we hit that route. He came up to me afterwards and he goes, "That was a championship route, man." And like it was just nothing crazy.
That's special.
And he goes, "That was a championship play, man." And then we didn't win the game yet.
You're making me want to tear right now because him saying that's a championship route, that's a championship play, that means a lot.
Yeah, and then afterwards when we won, like that was when he got 4. And I just remember, there were so many memories of him, like you said, always having the ticker of the Super Bowl location and the whole story where I said, "Man, I'm going to help you try to get to Joe." And because we were both Bay Area fans, loved Joe Montana. And I told him he was the greatest quarterback of all time. And that was just a fun memory. There's so many, it's hard to fucking do one. What kind of,
all right. I mean,
I'm going to start crying.
I know, me too. There's a lot of memories with Tom. It's just great to see him. He's doing so good in the broadcasting booth. I mean, if he just puts in 10% of the effort that he did with the game of football in his after career, in his post career after football, he's going to have the whole world just
which he is
to eat from. He's going to be successful in anything that he does. And that's what he's going to do. He's actually going to go 100% all in with what he does. He's great in the booth, like I said, and he's been improving so much every single week. And it just shows he is actually human. I mean, week 1, he was good. He got the win, but he definitely could improve. And then all of a sudden, week 2 and 3, you're like, what the heck? How did he just go from being like a rookie quarterback to a veteran quarterback in 1 week in the broadcast booth?
Yeah.
So just shout out to him. I mean, he dedicates himself and he works on his craft like like no one ever has before, and that's what makes him, you know, the greatest at everything.
He cares about making the people look right that give him opportunity.
Mm-hmm. He
Like,
does.
He cares about that. He takes it to heart.
And he cares about showing the people that has passed on him that they fucked up too.
Yeah.
He loves that too.
He likes that.
So don't ever pass on Tom Brady.
No, I won't. The only thing I'll pass on is that I was kind of a little hesitant when I said he was lame, but he was pretty lame, except for when he wins a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay and he gets hammered on a damn boat. Like, where was that fucking Tom around us?
Mm-hmm.
That was bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Like, I was waiting for that the whole entire time in New England.
I was too.
That's why I went to Tampa Bay. I went there for that moment. I didn't really want to play football again. I just wanted that moment that I could actually get wasted with Dom. But guess what? He was on a separate boat than me. I didn't even see him at that boat parade. So guess what? I still never had a drink with Tom. It took me all the way until the roast to have a drink with Tom Brady. And that's why it was in the roast. I said, Tom, I never had a shot with you ever in my life or a drink. And he took a shot with me at the roast. So that was a cool moment. Yeah.
Man.
Well, I mean, it's been 33 minutes. How long can we talk about this guy? I think maybe we should have him on again for another episode. Because literally, I can talk about this guy all day long. I can go literally 2 hours. The more we talk about him, the more stories that pop up in my head.
Same.
The more stories about him on the field, off the field, what it's like to be around him. We could talk literally for 4 hours straight, Jules.
What kind of dude is Tom Brady?
What type of dude is Tom Brady, ladies and gentlemen? Is he a stud?
I think this is easy.
Freak, dog, whiz.
I think this is easy.
Dude. I don't know. What do you think? If it's easy, let's hear it. Let's hear why it's easy.
He's just a fucking dog.
He is a dog.
Mental, physical toughness, always motivated. He didn't have the pedigree. We saw the Brady six of the six guys before him taken in the draft. Like, he always had to go the long road. He always had to work for everything. Even when he was at his top, they were always talking about someone else. He's a fucking dog.
Yeah, I wouldn't say freak, because a freak is like someone that has like the most athletic ability in the world. And he didn't really have the most athletic ability. But what's made him so great was that he didn't need the athletic ability because the dog was working harder than the athletic dog. You know, that wasn't the freak dog that really, or the freaky person that wasn't really working.
I think he's got freak skillness.
He's
skill,
got
like shooting, like base, like it's kind of like an archer.
Freak instincts.
He could throw.
Yes.
He can like throw rocks really good. He could probably skip a rock really good. He probably really good at pool.
Yeah.
Like
ping pong.
Well, I've seen it.
You always beat him. Yeah, never mind. He's not good at ping pong.
Paddles.
Yeah, he gets really mad when he loses.
See, that's a dog.
That is a dog.
That's a dog. Mm-hmm. He wants to
go again, though. Wants to go again.
Oh, he won't let you leave.
Wants to go again.
He won't let you fucking leave.
I mean, we haven't even got to this guy's looks yet either. I mean, we can just say that he's a stud real quick just because of how good he looks.
Yeah, I mean, he looks younger than when he got in the NFL.
Like his chin, his jawline, freaking just
his
facial.
Beautiful blue eyes.
He posted a picture the other day on Instagram. Like, he's got like a six-pack now. Like, his arms are jacked. Like,
I mean, he's doing 2 days.
He is doing 2 days.
He's doing 2 days right now. He's got his body. He's still. So that's why maybe AI was fucking right.
Mm-hmm.
Is he
coming back?
Is
Tom Brady coming back?
I don't know. He got six-pack. He got a little. His hair's looking as brown as ever. He gave me the supplement. He saw my gray hair and he goes, babe, here, take this fucking Uisha. I think it's like Uisha or something. It's some Chinese medicine.
And you put it in the shake, and I just had it, and my hair is already growing.
Is my hair darker?
That's why I don't have a hat on the show. I wanted to show off my hair because I had the Uisha product.
It's like, I don't know how to pronounce
it.
It's Ushi.
Ushi, I got hair.
Whatever it is. Look at how good his hair looks.
He's just a good-looking guy.
Man, he's a dog.
All right, he's a dog. He is a dog. It's official. Tom Brady is a dog.
Man, we could talk about him forever. But before we wrap up our show, we want to help the listeners better understand the types of dudes they are. We're going to do this by classifying some of your favorite celebrities. Stud, freak, whiz, dog, and dudes dude. Celebrity dudes. Let's go through it. The list.
All right, let's do it.
Adam Sandler.
Oh, Adam Sandler, he's a dude's dude. I mean, the guy's playing basketball. He has all his friends in all his movies. I mean, he has his own production with all his friends as well. I mean, the guy's a dude's dude. I just feel like that's an easy one.
He is. I mean, I've hung out with him a few times, and he's like just a fucking good dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dude's dude. Like the guy he plays in the movies is really who he is.
And he's a good dude as well, because he brings out the best of dudes while us dudes are watching his films, watching him act, watching 100%. Him perform. It brings the best out of you. It's like, man, I want to be like this guy.
And
this guy's funny.
He takes care of all his dudes.
He does. He takes care of them all.
Like all his other comedian, like he takes care of his dudes.
He's all about that.
He's dude's
all
dude.
about that. He's a dude's dude, and he's one of the best dudes as well.
Yeah. What about Shane Gillis?
Shane Gillis.
He's in the dude's dude category as well to me.
Yes, I feel like he is. It's a guy that you would just go out and just pound a whole 30-pack with.
For sure.
Keystone Lights that I used to buy in college. That's why I was able to afford those 30-packs, because I was buying Keystone Lights, by the way. There was like $9.99 for a 30-pack.
Yeah, he would drink every Keystone with you.
Yeah, he would, and you'd be on your like second one, and it'd be like, what happened to the 30-pack? And he'd be like, oh.
Yeah. I've done that. We hung out at the Cellar once, and he was such a cool dude. We talked ball, we talked shop for hours. What's his new show name called? Tires on Netflix is killing it, and I love that story.
Great.
His story about that is where he self-made it himself, and then he sold it to Netflix. Like he believed in his own product, which very entrepreneurial. I liked it.
Another dude. Dudes on dude. Another dude's dude.
What about Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift, I mean, I would say, she's a whiz in a way, because to come up, to memorize all those songs.
Revolutionary.
To write your own songs, to memorize them, to perform them. I mean, you got to be smart. You got to be on top of your game. She's also a stud.
She's a stud.
I mean, to perform that many, concerts all over the world, week in, week out, 3 shows in 3 days at Gillette Stadium, you got to be a stud.
Dude, I just keep on hearing about how many billions all her like, does she just tour year round? I mean, she's doing Europe tours. She's doing these, like, she's a stud, but she is a whiz. I think, what do you think, whiz?
I think whiz. She's a whiz.
What's Snoop?
Snoop Dogg? Oh, Snoop Dogg.
Easy. Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg, you're right.
He's a fucking dog.
Snoop double OG Dogg. You want to know what was really cool? Like, really, really cool is that Snoop Dogg sent me a package. Like, he saw that I had a dog, and his name's Ralphie. He's a French bulldog, and he's like the coolest French bulldog ever. He was actually here. He played with your dog for a while. They were best friends. We didn't even see him. Yeah. Usually my dog has to be by my side, and like, what am I doing 24/7?
Rocky and Ralphie fucking running around.
Rocky and Ralphie. That should be a show.
R&R.
They were running out back, and they didn't even care about us. It was the first time like Ralphie never even cared about me. I was like, wow, this is so cool. Actually, he has a best friend.
Just 2 dudes running around being dudes out there.
Dudes being dudes, just running around, dog dudes. But Snoop Dogg, he sent a package to Ralphie, and it was an like outfit that you like put on your dog, and it was Ralphie smoking a J. Like, it was the coolest outfit I've ever seen in my life. And then I sent it to Snoop Dogg in a DM, because I DM'd Snoop Dogg before, like, one at a time. He answered, so I was like, oh, maybe he'll answer this one. And he answered within 15 like minutes. It was like, yo, bro, that's dope. And he sent back a video about it, and it was just such a cool moment. And he's just a dog, man. He's a great person as well. He's a dude's dude for sure, but obviously he's a dog. Obviously he's a dog, but that was one of the coolest stories ever, is when he sent my dog a package.
We got a relationship. We probably became close to them because he used to do our Super Bowl parties And he was just always a cool ass dude, man. But you can tell, like, in his profession, like he talks like a poet. Like whenever he talks, like he can make like it sound like he's writing a poem right there. Like with like, Edelman, you so fresh. Like I'm like, what the? I want to crip walk this shit. What he's saying right now, it's crazy. So he's a dog. He's a dog.
He is, man. He is. He's a dog.
What about Matthew McConaughey?
Well, first off, shout out to Matthew McConaughey. I'm actually currently reading his book, Green Lights. I started it a year ago. It's about 280 pages, and I was on a roll. I'm actually at page 154.
Let's go.
I thought I was going to finish the book, and then all of a sudden, I put it away, and then I hit the road again, and I didn't read again for like another 3 months, and then 3 months later, I'm like, oh shit, I still got the book in my backpack. I whip it out, and I start reading again. It's one of the best books I've ever half finished so far. I mean, I haven't really finished that many books, but whenever I have downtime, I'm on the road, and I'm bored, I whip it out, man. And he has unbelievable stories, how he made it, how he first started, how he got his opportunity, and just being an absolute dude and dog in that movie, Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
All right. Why do I love high school girls? Because as I get older, they stay the same age. Yeah. And let me tell you, I never even seen the movie. Read that part in the book. Frickin', I'm on a flight, see Dazed and Confused on the flight. What do? Whoop, Dazed and Confused. And the part exactly how he described it in the book exactly happened in the movie. And I was like, this guy is the man.
He's a stud.
He's a stud.
He's just a stud.
He is. Big Texas Longhorn fan. Loves the game of football.
Loves football.
Yes.
He just seems like, I mean, he hits a lot of these, but also like, he got an Oscar, right? He got an Oscar for that, which one was it? Yeah, the Dallas Buyers Club. About AIDS, the AIDS guy.
And what makes him...
He's got range because he could play like the Lincoln lawyer. He could play like True Detective. He could play, a guy with AIDS. He could play with like the funny laid back dude on Dazed and Confused. Like he's got fucking range. This guy's he's a stud.
Have a lot of range.
He's a stud. He's a stud.
You got to read his book. I'm telling you, Julian. It's a great freaking book. It's so freaking good. I'm only halfway finished, and I'm loving it. I always talk about it to everyone. I got to finish his book. I will eventually.
I know. You just motivated me now. I got to start fucking reading. God, Rob.
Well,
see, Rob, I'm telling you, since we started doing this show, I'm like, man, the way Rob makes me want to be a better human.
What,
hey, like
only half read a book in over 2 years.
Still,
it's better than not reading it at all. You're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
I love Matthew McConaughey. We need him on the show one time.
I know. I have his audio. I bought his audiobook. I was listening to it too. I can't read. I get tired when I read.
Well, that's why they say read before bed.
Then I'll just go to sleep in a REM.
Just 20 minutes before bed. I'm going to read tonight now. I'm going to read tonight. I'm going to
read
read
a lot. I read children's books to my daughter.
I'm going to read a couple more pages in the Green Lights.
All right.
I love children's books. You want to know why? They got a lot of pictures, Jules. A lot of pictures.
Same here, Rob.
A lot of pictures. I'm good at pictures. I'm good at visualization.
Same. That's why I listen to them. I listen to books.
That's why I was terrible in meetings, but I was so great in walkthroughs.
You put them through it? Everyone learns a little differently.
They do.
And that's been another episode of Dudes with Dudes. We talk about our dudes, how they learn, how we learn, their favorite dudes, our favorite dudes, and it's not just dudes, it's all dudes.
And these dudes, kind of turned me up, man. We just had a great episode. We had Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback playing in the NFL currently. Tom Brady, our favorite teammate of all times. Also the best quarterback in the history of the NFL.
Easy.
And another legend, Fred Warner, who is currently in the middle of his career, one of the most athletic linebackers of all times. Just
stud.
An absolute stud. So what a show we had, Julian. Thank you for letting me be here today, because without you, I would not be here.
Well, it's your nut house too, dog.
Yeah,
my nut house, me nut house, Sue nut house.
Yeah, but
what can we do to be better next episode?
Probably nothing. We were just so good. Maybe we could read more books, so like our vocabulary is better. Our imagination's better. Reading helps you, expand your
brain.
expand your
Thoughts.
thoughts. Thank you. You're finishing my sentences.
That's what.
See,
dude,
you can think for me. That's how much you know me.
I know him pretty goddamn well. And you know what I also know? I also know you guys need to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Comment a dude you want us to do.
Rate and review.
Remember to follow Dudes on Dudes on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Snapchat.
We will see you all next week.
Let's go.
Woo!
That was a good
Dudes on
app.
Dudes.
That was a good app.